I guess I got involved with the AES Toronto chapter around 1969-70 when I was putting together the plans for Manta Sound. And they used to have, I think it was monthly symposiums or lectures by other well-known industry reps. I remember one by Saul Walker of API came up to discuss console technology. And that's where I first got a lot of the technical insights of how to put a studio together. Well, I was an owner-operator, and so it was just a question of gathering knowledge and gathering knowledge in people, finding out who in the business to surround yourself with to build a fairly substantial project. So the AES was instrumental in introducing me to, the original JMAR, Bill Woods, Hank Waldner, who was the acoustician at JMAR, and they also built our first console. It was a hand-built console. In those days, Neve didn't really exist. I think Neve started to prefab consoles probably 1971. And we were already in business by that time. So, and everybody pretty much in the business were building their own consoles. So it was interesting to actually sit down and actually design your own console, in the sense that you knew what you wanted to accomplish. Pretty much a straight copper feed was the goal of the day, and the original console had no EQ, no compression, no DSP, obviously, just a fader. Preamp and Q feeds and monitoring system, and that was the console. Well, I think the first rule is to surround yourself with people better than you, and we realized, at least I realized, that we needed to have the best we could find to lead us forward, because there wasn't a lot of expertise available. So we hired a guy by the name of David Green, who was working with Phil Ramone in New York at A&R Studios, and Dave had enough a sense of humor to come up and be a pioneer in Canada. So, and Dave really taught us the business, and the rest of the history is that, and I suppose if there's a formula, is that Manta had probably the largest studio in Toronto at that time. It was a deliberate part of the plan. We had the plan for the studio was to have the largest acoustic space in the city, so we could accommodate up to 50, 60 players. And the acoustics in that room were absolutely marvelous. And I think that is the other reason that Manta's reputation grew, because the sound quality started from on the floor. And we were also the first studio, I believe, in North America to have Studer machines, which were unheard of before that launch. So the combination of the newest technology and the acoustics and some real talent running the place, I think, account for that early success. Well, the Tears Not Enough sessions were, I was actually away on vacation, and I got a call on vacation saying, can we do this? Yeah, there's no money in it, and David Foster's involved, and Hayward Parrott, who was our chief engineer at the time, said, can we do this? And I said, go nuts. This says it's a great cause, and it sounds like a tremendous project. I flew home a day early and went down to the studio only to be blocked by the security guards. And I actually had to get someone to come out and let me in, which is hilarious. And one thing that struck me most about those sessions was a great sign on the door that said, check your egos at the door. And that was just a magical moment in Canadian music history. It was just an incredible contribution by every Canadian artist, and David Foster, of course, and Hayward. And it was just a fantastic project. I still have a picture of it in my wall at home. It's wonderful. And the golden rule is you start off with a great song, whether it's classical music, rap, it doesn't matter what it is. It's got to be a great song. Have a great performance. Get a great performance with instruments that really sound good, that are tuned properly, that are appropriately set up for the environment. And then, from an audio perspective, get the best mics you can, the best preamps, the best converters, and know something about mic technique. And in order to learn anything about any genre of music, you've got to experience it live. You've got to be in front of those instruments. You've got to learn how to hear. So if you're coming up and you're starting the business, go and listen to music. Go to a classical performance. Just don't get the samples out of the box.